Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 418 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for June 3rd, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
What's been going on this week? A lot. I mean, there's been a lot going on. Everything. Gaming. You know, we're getting to the Keeleys about to start. Well, not the Keeleys, but the Keeleys Game
Summer
Fest.
Keeleys.
Yeah. And so, you know, you're going to see all these games coming out, man. We already had PlayStation showing off some. So now we're going to see what the other companies are doing or the other studios are working on. So, like, people are getting ready for that next week, in the coming weeks. So, and also, you know, movies, man. Come on, summer movies, man. Even though they technically sort of started in May, it felt quiet to me because I didn't really. Well, I'm not in that space anymore, so I didn't hear much about Guardians of the Galaxy. I heard it was good, but I didn't really see. It didn't feel like a big hoopla like other like Marvel. I'm used to Marvel having. But then again, I'm probably not in that space anymore where I follow that, and the people I interact with online, they're not really talking about that stuff. So I probably just don't see it. Spider-Man just came out, so that's the big one. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I mean, I heard it was great. I do want to see it. I mean, and I was interested that it's over 2 hours long for an animated movie. Yeah, it's like
especially when it's been announced to be like the first half of a thing too.
I did not even know that. Damn. Yeah. God damn. So all right. So they're gonna milk this tit dry, man. So it seems like they're gonna. Yep, they're gonna Disney it. Like Disney's doing with Marvel and Star Wars. All right. Unfortunately for them, and Indiana Jones, that tit was already dry, and I don't know what the hell they were trying to do because the reviews are already out for Indiana Jones, and I like you said, I wonder why they put it out early. The reviews out so early, like they usually can know the movie's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So like, why would you? That's curious. I'm curious about that. What else? All right, so I guess I get to like sports real quick. So NBA Finals are here. I'm about to say New York Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are champions of the West. Miami Heat avoided being put in history as the first team to lose, being up 3-0. So they are in the finals. Celtics look like, well, it looks like the NBA was really trying to make that happen. Like, they made a Game 7 happen. After that, Miami, they blew out the Celtics that last game. But that game before, man, there was a lot of calls, man, that was going against Miami, and it was just like, yo, I said, man, this is a little too obvious. What's going on here? But anyway, I did get the finals. I at least wanted out of those four teams. Like I didn't want Boston Lakers because I'm like, oh yeah, because that's never happened before, and I didn't want one of those teams at least to go because I was like, I always see them. I mean, they've been in the NBA history. They're the most. They had the most wins of like championships. Boston's first, and then Lakers are right behind them. So I'm glad now the Heat. Yes, they have one, but this is like a surprise Heat team. So it's like cool. And Denver's never won. And they got a guy, Jokic, who is awesome. I mean, a guy to be that big, to do the things he do. And like he's big, and he doesn't even look. It's not like he's big and he's like muscular. Like he looks like a big doughboy, and he just can just move. And I mean, it's like he doesn't even really move fast. It's just he just knows how to maneuver, and then he knows how to pass, shoot, play defense. It's like the man's a pack. I mean, he won MVP the last 2 years. He didn't win this year. He was runner-up. But the man's awesome. And, like, if they win, like, good for him. And then his second guy, Murray, he's great, too. And he was hurt last year. He was playing injured, and he was hurt. I think I don't know if he even played. I know did he even come back from the playoffs or he came back from injury? I forget. But anyway, healthy now, and you see like man, it could have been a different story last year if he was healthy. So if they won the first game. They beat up Miami pretty good. So we'll see what they win. They can keep it going. I'm not rooting for either one. I don't really care who wins. I just want a good matchup because I can go for both. Like I don't mind either of them winning. Like really, that's really what it is.
Mm.
So like I got what I wanted. I know NBA. I don't know about ratings. I don't know how they doing for them, but I don't care. I got what I wanted, Daniel. So I'm happy. Like no LeBron. No LeBron is one thing, so I'm happy with that. Even though I keep seeing the LeBron Taco Tuesdays commercials from Taco Bell, and I'm not appreciating that. But so yeah, baseball Orioles. They haven't been looking good the last two series. The last two series they lost, but they never got swept.
That's good.
But then they won. They won the game yesterday. As of this podcast against the Giants, they're in San Francisco now. So hopefully they can get back to winning the series. Last time I checked, they were in third place in the whole league. Second place, third place in the league, American League. They might still be third place in the whole league too by record wise. Though I'm not sure. I know Texas was like right. They were like a half a game in front of them or something like that. So I don't know what it is now. Because I ain't see everybody else like with who won and lost.
Yeah.
But Orioles, like, they're still in a good position. Like, they're still in a good position to still do well. I don't know. I mean, they still got to figure. I mean, they're still a young team. This is a young team, so we still seeing what they can do. Like, the pitching, like, sometimes the pitching be on, then sometimes the pitching it just be off. The bats down now, it's like, it'd be like either the pitch is on, the bats are off, or the bats are on, the pitching, like, hasn't been really consistent between both. These last series, the bats have been mostly cold, though I would say, actually for the last few games. So I hope they get heat up. Well, except for that one game. There's one game where they were good, but then unfortunately the pitching sucked that game. So it didn't matter. It was a high score. The one on my birthday. It was a game on my birthday. They were playing against Cleveland. Like it was just they were just scoring on both sides, and it was just like nobody could pitch. It was just like God damn.
Yeah.
But I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying the season. Like just seeing these olds, what they are, man. It's just fun.
Nice.
So yeah, that's basically it. So what you about to say?
I was just saying it's cool. I'm glad they're still doing well.
Any wrestling news?
Just a little bit. There were 3 pay-per-views last weekend. The Night of Champions that was happening in Saudi Arabia from WWE. That was a pretty good show all around. Nothing like standout outside of the whole bloodline story with Roman is still continuing on, and the latest revelation in that was Jimmy Uso super kicking Roman because they came in to help Roman and Solo Sikoa try and beat Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag team titles because Roman and Solo were going for them because the Usos haven't been able to beat him. So he's like, fine, I'll do it myself. And they came in while he was knocked down to try and help Solo take out the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And they accidentally end up kicking Solo Sikoa right as Roman is waking up. Basically, he sees them doing that and he's like, oh my God, what's going on? What are you doing? So he gets in the ring and pie faces them, and eventually Jimmy's just had enough, so he super kicks him, and Jay's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he super kicks him again. So that looks like it's gonna go somewhere. Hopefully, like at Money in the Bank, we see Jimmy versus Roman Reigns, and then at like SummerSlam we get Jay versus Roman Reigns, because this all kind of kicked off with him having a match against Jey Uso back when they were still doing like the empty arena stuff, and those were some incredible matches and just like storyline beats, because it was basically like him trying to break Jay and get him into his posse, and that's how the bloodline was formed. So they're still doing some incredible stuff. On SmackDown last night, they unveiled the new WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship or whatever it is. There's a new like actual belt for the combined two belts that Roman has been holding now for like a year. It's basically the same as the old one, except the belt itself is black again, just like the WWE Championship, but like everything else is gold. So it looks fine. It's not really that big a change in any direction. The AEW pay-per-view, I actually haven't really seen most of it. I saw the Pillars 4-way and the Anarchy in the Arena match, which was the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club, like John Moxley and Bryan Danielson and them. Those two matches were good, but everything else I heard about the show was that it wasn't great, so I haven't really gone back to watch it yet because I didn't have a chance to watch it live. The NXT stuff I had on in the background while I was playing Zelda, and everything I saw was fine, but nothing like spectacular. Well, the Ilya Dragunov versus Dijak match was really good, but otherwise nothing like super spectacular. But it was all around. It was a decent weekend of wrestling, but it was kind of disappointing that AEW was kind of as blasé as it was. I guess the biggest news coming out of AEW, though, is that CM Punk is officially returning. I don't know if I mentioned that they announced a Saturday night show that they're going to be doing weekly now called Collision. And it sounds like that show is going to be basically headlined by CM Punk. A lot of people have speculated since all the brawl out stuff where, you know, he ran down the company at the press conference and then got into a backstage fight with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Basically, like, this is going to be almost like a brand split for WWE, where it's like Punk and the guys that can work with Punk are going to be on this show on Saturday nights. And then the Elite guys and the guys that want to work with them are going to work on the Wednesday night show Dynamite. And it's kind of funny because if you look at like the press release for Collision, they didn't originally announce CM Punk was going to be a part of it. I don't know if that's because they were still, you know, talking stuff out, trying to get to a deal. There's been a lot of talk around that, of course. But they basically were like, oh yeah, it's going to star Andrade and, there are a couple of names where it's like, oh, these are all people that have had problems backstage with other people. So it's almost like, here, we're going to put you guys over here and make sure that you don't, you know, fuck this shit up for everybody else. So it sounds like ticket sales for that show are maybe a little questionable, and that's why they had to announce CM Punk, because it's really weird that you announce him for it, but like he doesn't come out and talk about it, or they don't do any sort of like angle to kick it off where it's like, oh, CM Punk came out and attacked somebody, or CM Punk's there, you know, returning from injury, because he did also have a legitimate injury. That's part of why he's also not been around, in addition to all the potential legal stuff. But, you know, have him come back and be like, I'm back from injury, and then have someone attack him. It just seems kind of weird that it's just an announcement from Tony Khan that this guy's coming back. So I don't know. That aspect of it is a little weird. I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm willing to give Punk a chance. But it really feels like, you know, this is everything that we've heard about CM Punk from his WWE days of just not being the greatest of dude backstage is just, you know, he's still that guy, it sounds like. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, okay, you say ticket sales not looking good. So they don't have a packed house?
No, not for these Saturday shows. And a lot of people are saying, like, you know, Saturday night shows, like, people are doing other things on weekends. They aren't necessarily looking to go to wrestling, but I mean, they go to pay-per-views when they're on Saturdays, but I guess that's kind of a different thing, right? Like a pay-per-view, is going to be like a big special event.
I bet you WWE did a Saturday show.
Oh yeah, I mean, they do house shows, and they seemingly do well enough that, you know, they sell out these tickets. So Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm just interested to see what happens when that regular weekly show has to go up against like an NXT pay-per-view or even a WWE pay-per-view for that matter. Do they air it at a different time, or do they just cut their losses and say, okay, this is what's going to happen? There's still a lot of speculation about whether like the All-In event that they're having in the UK is going to be like an HBO, well, not HBO anymore, a Max special. Because this deal, this second television show is because they have such a good relationship with Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers seems to be happy about this stuff, but they still don't really have a solid place where you can stream their content from, like their past catalog stuff too, like old Dynamites and whatnot. So I'm still holding out hope that like eventually we'll hear about that too. You know, Tony Khan has been milking this whole Collision thing for like 3 weeks now, because it was like, oh yeah, the first week is Collision is happening. The second week was, oh yeah, the first show's going to be in Chicago, which kind of tipped off that it was going to be CM Punk because that's his hometown. And then this week he's finally like, oh yeah, and on that episode it's going to be CM Punk's return. So I'm hoping they're just like slow playing all this news that they've got as they lead into their next thing.
All right. So I guess we'll get to what we've been watching. Yeah. So I finally watched the Mario movie, and I didn't find it really that good. Visually, it looked really nice. Like, it's really colorful. It looks like, the Mario games. I mean, everything they do. There's a bunch of Easter eggs in there, from multiple Mario games, multiple type of Mario games, all sorts. But it's the script. It's really the script. The script and the pacing of it. The movie had things just happen just so quickly and without reason. Sometimes it's just like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get why they know what they were doing. So I don't know why they chose this. Why they chose a script like this for the movie. Why didn't they just make a good enough script? A good enough script for this movie. Like, why couldn't it be a good quality movie like Despicable Me? Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't watch all the Despicable Me, so I don't know if they went down in quality, but still, like the first one, or like the Pixar movies, the good DreamWorks ones. I mean, what was holding you back? And I know people on the internet, they always use this excuse, and it's a very tired excuse that, like, it doesn't make sense now. Like, movies been around for a long time. I don't know exactly how many years. It's been a long time we've been doing movies now. So when people say like, well, it's his first movie, what the fuck does that mean? That's Toy Story was the first movie. Jurassic Park was the first of the franchise. Star Wars was the first of its franchise. It did get better, but it wasn't bad. The movie was good. What the hell does that even mean? Like you didn't tell me that. Or was this a middle schooler who wrote it? That's why. Then I would be like, you know what? That actually would make sense why it is what it is. To say, because it's the first and it will just get better. No, that's not true. We see movies that start out great and get worse.
Oh yeah.
Nah, that's not a guarantee. And then somebody said, I think I saw something like, well, Mario movies don't have stories. Yeah, that's why you got writers who make stories in movies and they make it good. That means it's open for you to really do something. Like, there's nothing holding you back, really. Like, you can't even say, like, oh, maybe Miyamoto or, like, Nintendo said that. Yeah, but that's the way y'all wrote it. Was
canon character. How dare you?
But yeah, the way they did this movie, it could have been written better, a whole lot better. I don't know what the thing. I want to say the theme of the movie is what, I guess, brotherly love, or I guess it's either a little brotherly love, but I think it's mostly that Mario never gives up. Mm. Like, even when he's down, he always comes back. I feel like man, y'all could have done something really good with that. Man, that was basically the moral. Like, I mean, they literally say it basically like he always say, when will you ever give up or blah blah blah. Like, you could do something with that. It's simple. I mean, it's been done before, but you can still make a good story around. I mean, but goddamn, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But then again, you know what? It don't matter. I mean, it's making a whole lot of money worldwide. I mean, like I said, visually looks great, and people seem to be accepting of this. As some of my friends have said, like they said that they said they liked it, which tells me that, you know what, you don't need good writers. You know what? Fuck those writers strike. I'll just say fuck them. Chat GPT, motherfuckers, because nobody fucking cares. Says, look at this movie. Look at this movie making so much money, and people like it. You don't need writers.
I think that's the studio's argument exactly, right?
Because these people will literally like shit. I mean, this is what it is. It's like, I think you have to just get to this point. People will literally like shit. It's because look at all the shows on Netflix is out there, and people still get Netflix. I mean, look at a lot of the popular shows, and the ones that are really, really, really good. I'm not even into them. You know what? You're making people feel stupid. That's the problem. You make them feel stupid. They don't want to feel stupid. You know, so you know what? Yeah, that's why Mario. I mean, people like. I mean, I ain't say you don't have to like it. I'm not saying that, but like, it's things I like. I'll say this: like, I like Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull. I know it has its problems. I know it has like those why people dislike it. I just like it.
Yeah.
But I also know the flaws. And what other movie I like? There's something else. It's on the movie. I was just thinking about it. I was like, I like this movie, even though I know why people say it sucks. I forget. But anyway, yeah, some people, and there's some people who do know that. Like, they say, like, I like a movie. I know it's like I see it's bad, but I just enjoy it. But then there's people who just say it's good, and because it's good, and I don't know why they think it's good, but I mean, look, everybody's opinion, but yeah. I'm just all I'm saying is, yeah, I'm just gonna say this: you don't need writers. I mean, if this is considered good, if Mario's considered good enough, like writing, that people would just accept it and say that's a great movie or whatever,
yeah, then
you don't need writers. Like, the writers have no leg to stand on, except for just the humanity, like, of it, of like just being like, look, man, keep people have a job. That's it. Nothing else.
And you know we don't care about that.
They have no leg to stand out. And you know what? Here's the thing. I blame the writers for this, because if you would have kept it at good quality, no matter where you were writing at, if you would have kept good quality, nobody would know. People would literally listen like shit. But see, some of y'all phoned the fucking shit in of some of these movies and TV shows. The studios know people will like shit. So we can tell Chat GPT can just do it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, though. The reason why it is as good and or bad as it is because it's only as good or as bad as it needed to be. So they didn't go the extra mile to hire the best writer or, you know, do another draft of the script when they were like, this isn't great. They were like, we're gonna knock it out of the park visually, so people are gonna love this movie. And it's Mario. Who cares?
Yeah, as long as you got, like, the look of it, like, you got him doing the Mario stuff.
Yep.
That's really what it was. Like, the visuals, I think that's what people really got, people. And they just let the script be whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the people just said, like, people watching the movie prior, like, whatever.
I mean, it's almost like you said with the game story stuff, but it's like almost a further point where it's like, oh yeah, they like Mario and we've never given them a story before in the past. So like, why should we now?
And yeah, because I'm thinking, like, I want somebody to tell me, like, something memorable, like, dialogue wise of the Mario movie. I bet you nobody can tell you. There was nothing funny, like a funny bit.
Yeah.
That I could think of in that movie that I was laughing. Well, in Pixar movies, I can think of one. Like Shrek, I can think of them.
Yeah.
Like you have those in these movies, and so you can't tell me like you can't do that. This Despicable Me, man. I mean, I really can't tell you only because I watched it one time, but I really enjoyed that movie, and I know that script was damn good. That it had some great funny moments.
Yeah.
But you can't tell, like, there's nothing in Mario where you can say, like, yeah, it was cool when they did the go-kart. It was cool when he got the cat suit. It was cool when he did that thing where he got the raccoon suit. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
You can literally tell, you can say that shit. I can be thinking, you talk about the game. All right. So what else I watch? I watched again Edge of Tomorrow. This is like the second time I actually watched it. I never watched it again since I saw it in the movie theaters years ago, and I really enjoyed the movie. And seeing it again, it's a fun movie. It's fun. It's really funny how like Tom Cruise at the beginning, he's not a great soldier and he was all scared of shit and he's trying to get out of it. But it's a great action movie, and I try to remember. I don't remember if I saw it in 3D when I first saw it, but watching it in 3D now, it's a pretty good 3D movie. It's pretty good. I really did enjoy what they did with the 3D stuff in that movie. And visually it looks good. Yeah, I mean Edge of Tomorrow was a fun movie. That was a fun movie. And I guess we could talk about Succession. Since I've sort of caught up, I kind of fast forward because I got impatient. And I kind of I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes of season 4, and then I fast forward to the last 2 episodes. So I missed like 4 of them, I guess. Yeah. Well, 5 of them because I watched 5, and I missed 5 because it was 10. So I missed about 5 episodes. But I got the gist. And I think it was a pretty good ending. It was pretty good. Some people were disappointed. Some people say it was predictable, which I don't know. Which, you know what? I hate when people say that. I need you to be specific of what you predicted. Because is it predictable? Yeah, I'm saying it's predictable that nobody was going to get the job. Then I kind of thought that too. But I don't know. I don't think I predicted Tom getting it. And I would not have predicted who was going to still be on the board. I don't think I would have predicted all that. And so yeah, so I don't know when people say it. I haven't seen anybody specific like, oh, I predicted that blah blah blah. This will exactly happen in this way. I kind of figured that none of the kids would get it. Like at the end, I just wanted to know who was going to get it. I was kind of hoping somehow Greg got it. I don't know where.
I think there were a lot of people that were hoping Greg was going to get it.
But, oh, yeah, spoiler. My fault. Damn. My fault for anybody who's watching this and to watch the show. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it was the overall series was good. It's funny because I was watching it when it was coming on weekly at one point, but then I stopped. Other things came up, and then at one point, I really didn't know how popular the show was because I'm not looking at the space like I used to. Like I used to always look it up to see how, are people liking this, or like if it comes to me and people are liking it, then yeah. But I didn't even look at Succession, so I was like, you know what? It was like a wait thing for me. It's like I'll wait if it's good enough. Then I saw I got second season. I was like, I'll wait. I didn't know people liked the show because I haven't been watching any award shows. The space I'm in, people don't really talk about that show. So I didn't know if people liked it. Not until the third season. Not until the third season, that's when I started hearing it. And then you said something about it. And then I was like, I never heard you talk about any of this shit before. So I guess it's actually is good. So I went back to look at it again. I think like majority of actors were great in there. Yeah. Like the best one I probably more enjoyed was Roman. I think his character was really good. I mean, of course, I like the father. I like how what he does for the show and everything.
Yeah.
But everybody else they were good. But Roman really stood out for me. How like what he played, what like the character he had to kind of portray as some like very like he's very what's the word I'm looking for? Like almost like eccentric, but he also has. You see that he really has problems. Like he's really like his mental state is different.
Yeah.
Like he's not. It's funny because like the other brother would say he's not great either. It's just in a different way. Like Roman's not really like Roman. I wouldn't have been surprised if he was suicidal, but he's not suicidal. His brother is.
He's weirdly like confident while also having like a high level of anxiety.
Anxiety, yes, exactly. Because sometimes you look, the way he acts is like really confident, and I'm like, okay, but then when he gets in front of his father, that shit goes away fast.
Turns into a little boy very quickly.
Yeah.
And even quickly. Like with Jerry too, like initially he's like all about it, and then basically when she embarrasses him and calls him out on it, he just like never wants to look her in the eyes again, never wants to see her again, never wants to be in the same room as her again. Just can't be the guy that he was before.
It's like it was. I like that he could portray that type of character. I was like, oh, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he feels complicated.
It wasn't your traditional like rich boy, eccentric guy, confident guy, and then like he's just always right kind of guy. It's not your it's not your typical guy, and that's what I can say about all these characters. They weren't your typical what you would think like outside before the show started, like you would think they would be.
Yeah.
Like when you go in more in depth, you see, but at the end, all of them still wanted Daddy's love.
Yep.
And Daddy didn't know how to love.
No.
His love is just, it was very different. If there was there, it wasn't your traditional kind of love. I mean, then when you hear, like when I got to the funeral, when the brother was talking about how they grew up, then I got to almost understand. At least to some moment, but like everybody's different. Everybody has their stuff that happened in the past that caused them to be what they are. But even if you get a human being to go through the same situation as somebody else, they don't come out the same. They still won't come out the same.
Yeah.
Like some people might take things and still turn to be great people, what you would consider a great person, while some people would go through the same situation but turn out to be an ass. And then you got, all in betweens, so it's just, it really shows like how complicated things are. Like, but it also tells me like, I mean, I also learned this as growing older, like I understand like the way people are, like things could change people to be what they are, but they still can't be without consequence. I mean, I still like people, some people say, well, you can't judge. No, I can. I mean, I say it's fucked up that they did, but like they do something now, it's like they know they're doing something wrong, So I just say that it's fucked up that they got somewhere where they're doing this stuff. Like he got to the point where he basically is like he treats his kids the way they are, and he doesn't want to be a father. Like he just uses them. And in fact, they use him too. They still love him. They use each other in whatever way. But that's how they grew up, and whatever circumstances he felt, that's the way he's supposed to look at the world. That is all like a transaction. I think he said that when he was talking to his security guard one time. I think he took him out to dinner or something. Mm-hmm. His bodyguard, he was saying something like it's just, everything's just a transaction. It's like you the world. You make a transaction. That's how he saw it. I mean, so, but his brother didn't do that. Like he didn't act that way. Though I think he's just on the other end. Like he's all for Greenpeace and all that crap. And I think like, whatever, man. Like, get down. Like, get off your fucking high horse. But yeah. So what? You got anything you want to say about the show?
No, I think I share similar feelings with you. Like the acting in it was extremely good throughout the entire series. I think it wrapped up in as satisfying a way as it was going to. Like after season 1, where like Kendall.
No, I wanted see. No, I think it would have been best if the guy in the wheelchair would have won. The guy who's dead and nobody's going to say anything about it. And somehow keeping his body from decomposing. That's a weakest of Bernie shit right there, boy. Yeah, I swear. That's the closest to weakest of Bernie's you're gonna get. This guy's a vegetable in a chair, and he's like, oh, he said this. He's like, you were talking for him, and I was like, they fucking serious? It was like they fucking.
Said he's gonna put me in power. Yeah, but like after season 1, like. Yeah, I think you initially kind of are rooting for Kendall during that one, and then
yeah, I was.
Yeah, eventually you realize he's not a good dude. He's not a serious person, as his dad would say. And at that point, like, yeah, there's really nobody to quote unquote root for. Basically, I think like a lot of the reasons why like people gravitate towards Greg is because he's a guy that seems like he at least started kind of at the bottom, even though, you know, the reality is it's still all nepotism, right? Like he got.
Oh no, it is because for him to get that high up.
Yeah, he got in because his dad or his grandfather rather, you know, helped him get in with the family and so on and so forth. But he at least came from some places like closer to us and then made his way to the top. You know, it's an aspirational dream, you know, to become one of the wolves, I guess. So and like you and I were talking about, you know, him and Tom end up developing this like weird friendship almost, where it's like, oh yeah, it makes both of them more personable, you know, even Tom being this weird like robotic, you know, guy that's basically just looking for power. It makes him a lot more personable by having Greg around him. So I think having that kind of you know, juxtaposition of characters really works out well for the show too.
And Greg, I mean, even you can say that, but he seemed like he's generally a good guy.
Yeah,
like he's generally an all right guy. Like as far as people go, and like because I did like when they were like picking who they were gonna go for president, like they were gonna put their money behind, and how he said, "Well, look, they told him to leave," and he said, "Before I go, I feel like I have to say this for the good of the country." Connor should not be president. He said Connor should not.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I say, oh man, that's good. he's like, I just have to say. He's like, you have to say he cannot be president.
Yeah. So I've had my kind of ups and downs with it. Like it was paced kind of slow at points, where it feels like there wasn't a lot happening. But like, probably looking back on it, a lot of it is just like character not growth, but like progression. Like they're trying to sew it a little deeper with each of these characters and give them a little more nuance and whatnot. And that's why they were taking their time with it. So yeah, I think overall the series was very good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good series, man. It's definitely, you know what, because I watched Billions. I would say it's definitely better than Billions.
Okay.
And I think Billions went probably a little too long. But actually, I stopped watching before I would even consider it too long. But when I realized it was still going, even after the guy he left, like it probably should have ended. Billions probably should have ended before the guy's wife passed away. The one of the main characters, his wife passed away. But thing is, it still went on after that. Like I feel like it's one of those series that they were gonna milk it, like just like they did Dexter and them. And yeah, it's just wasn't written in the way like Succession was. Yeah, good series. So I guess we're getting to what we've been playing now. So You can go ahead. You can
Yeah,
start off.
kick it off. Just more Zelda, basically. I am now. I've beaten the second dungeon that I've gone to. That was um the one that you're supposed to do first, I think, based on where they kind of point you. The Rito village one, the bird people up in the sky. That one I didn't find quite as interesting conceptually as kind of the path to the Zora one. But it still had its moments. The boss fight in that one is really good. I really like the way they do that. And right now I've been exploring the depths a lot. There's, kind of three layers to this Hyrule that they present to you. There's the sky stuff, which of course they advertised a whole bunch. There's the regular ground that you explored a lot in Breath of the Wild. And now there's like an underground subterranean area that is just basically blackness, and you have to shoot these glowing plants basically with arrows, or you can just drop them too, to basically navigate your way around that area. It's kind of like infected by this like evil toxin or whatever. And that is interesting. I don't know that I love it, because even as you light up the areas, you find these like kind of shrine roots basically, and then you get to light up a good portion of the area that you're exploring. It all feels kind of samey right now, whereas like up on land, you're seeing different kind of environments. You're getting like these swamplands versus this more like lake area versus this mountainous area or the snow area, stuff like that. So it feels like this might be a little kind of bland. But I do like it as an added layer to those other two areas. Right now, I'm just kind of getting more shrines. I finally found the first great fairy. She upgrades your armor and stuff, and I think I still need that. There's still a lot of stuff that will either one-shot me or close to one-shot me, and I've got a significant amount of hearts at this point. But from what I hear, I think your armor is a large portion of what's going to make you more resilient in this game, too. Still haven't found more Zonai, like electrical charges. Like you have this thing on your belt that lets you use the technology for longer. I haven't found those. I'm pretty sure like early on in the game, they told me how I can upgrade that stuff, but I don't remember. I think there's like a forge somewhere where I'm going to take Zonai charges too, and that'll do it. But I'm still just kind of looking around. If I find a tower, I shoot myself up into it, and then I see if I can spot a shrine, and then I just basically go to the next shrine, until I get the itch to go to actually one of the temples. And I'm on my way to the third one now, the Goron one, but I've gotten sidetracked. I'm going back to just doing shrines now. So yeah, still having a lot of fun with it. What have you been playing, Dominic?
All right, so I've been playing a new game that came on Game Pass called The Big Con. It's a 90s style game. It kind of reminds me of Toe Jam and Earl because of the look of it, and also how the game looks. Like it's got that isometric view type of kind of like the old Toe Jam and Earl was. And thing is, it has dialogue and stuff, not spoken though. But you're a teenager, your mom seems to be having money problems, so you're trying to find ways to raise money for the store she owns. She owns a like a Blockbuster type of store. And
got some bad news for her.
Well, this is still 90s, so they're still good.
That's true.
It looks like I met somebody, and he basically taught me how to pickpocket. And now I'm about to do. I haven't got to the point where I did the big con, I guess you used to say. So, like, first I was pickpocketing around the town. Like, it's all collectible, some collectible stuff around town too, and things of that nature. And you choose, like, when you talk to people, you can choose what to say to them and everything. I think I messed up one time on one pickpocket, and like, I guess you messed up 3 times. I guess it's game over. I don't know what happens. But the guy just got real mad. It's like, you say you want the money, you should just ask, or something, blah, blah, blah. yeah, I mean, it's pretty neat. Like I do want to continue playing it. So I want to see like what else you do. Like I didn't see where this was going. I didn't think it was going to be stealing, and I was like, yeah, this is what I like. I like that I get to go here. So this is, yep, this is how it all starts now. You know, like now she's trying to help him out of steal, but now she's going to end up just stealing the Mona Lisa or something like that.
I remember seeing this game now at one point and thinking it looked really cool. I'm glad it's on Game Pass.
And also, what else? Oh yeah, I played some more of the Star Trek Resurgence, I think it's called. The former guys from Telltale game, and yeah, I mean it's a pretty good story. It got to one of those points where I had to list. Oh yeah, you're not the captain. The person you played was the number 2, basically. So I'm right below the captain, or number 1 as Picard called Riker. But as a point when I was in charge because the captain was off the ship and something was going wrong. But then the captain called me saying he wanted to do something, but it was like I have a better idea. But do I want to go against the captain? It makes it look bad to the other crew members, like, oh, you're going against the captain. And say, oh no, and then like they probably be all on my side against him. Like it gets to those choices of things, and so yeah, I like the story. I like where it's going. I mean, I see where it's going. It's going to be like, am I going to stay true with the captain of the ship, or am I going to basically do my own thing because I feel like that's the better choice for the crew member because he fucked up the first time.
Right. Mutiny.
It's probably gonna come down to that. And then he's gonna go beat. Well, no, this is post when the Klingon War. Oh, so who was I guess the guys who were they against? I don't know. He's gonna be with the Borg or something. I don't know. That's like but he's gonna team up with the Borg against you. But no, I don't know. I'm trying to because that's right. This takes place right. This is right during the Picard era and stuff. Okay, so so it's good. So it's like, this is basically the only people that you're really against. I don't even know. I don't know who you're really against. I guess that other Vulcan, the other race that people who are just like Vulcans. I forgot what their name was. Shit.
Romulans?
Romulans, yeah. I guess them. They're because I don't think they're part. Yeah, they're not part of the Federation. So I guess I mean, it's like a kind of truce. Like basically, it's like maybe it's almost like Russia, but a little worse than that. But anyway, what else have I played? I've been playing some Mass Effect 2. Like that seemed like the game I'm going back to. So I've been playing as like Good Shepherd, Bad Shepherd, kind of mixing it up. Like with my female Shepherd was bad. And I just like making those bad choices, like just saying what to do. But some things I just like feel like it goes too far. Like, so I still don't go totally bad because it's like, she's not really bad. She's just more aggressive and she just do another choice. But some of the dialogues just don't seem like it fits. It's like some things just seem uncalled for. And it's like you didn't have to be that of an asshole. Like it's like that's just evil. It's like that's just like something so I'm glad that I have it where I can just but I don't want to be like getting Paragon points either. It's like you're messing up my Renegade stuff. So I set it so like my Paragon doesn't go up anymore. So I was like, because I want to stay Renegade, but I don't want to make all the choices of Renegade either. But like most of my main choices are Renegade. Anyway, playing through that game, it's awesome. This is the remastered version. So it looks great. I also got some of the mods in there, so I got different costumes. Like what I say costumes, like different wear. Like he wear. There's different suits you can wear like on the field or while you're on the ship, something like that. So they also did stuff to try to make sense with the story because they said like, well, technically you wouldn't be wearing your N7 armor all the time. I mean, like you like most of the armor you're gonna have will be Cerberus armor. You might have an N7 armor, but like most of the armor, like because that's what they are, Cerberus. So they got all these different type of Cerberus armors you can wear. That's not in the game. That they just made themselves, like somebody made themselves. Also, I got the mod where you can go recruit people at an earlier time than you could before. So, like, I'm on Ilium before I should be on Ilium.
Oh.
Before I even met Ashley yet. Well, one of my things is Ashley, or the other one's going to be Kaiten. But so yeah, so I was like, oh, this is interesting. I can because then I got I met Tali. Like I got Tali before I even done the I forgot what it was called, but when you met Ashley after that incident, and you don't get Tali before that. So because I still haven't got Jack yet. I still haven't gotten the Krogan yet. Grunt. So yeah, I say okay, this is interesting to do that. That they let this happen, and it doesn't break the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think what other mods I got with it. I can't remember right now. Also, I tried out Path to Exile. So like Diablo 4 is out, so I was like, well, I'm not getting it yet because I feel like it's going to be free at some point. But at Microsoft,
it's got to come to Game Pass.
Activision Blizzard. So I was like, I already see about Path to Exile. I forgot it was free to play, but I said, well, I just want to download it because people say it's really good. So try it out. And yeah, it's very much Diablo-esque. I haven't played enough to really give a big decision on it or anything. So like nothing in the game right now feels like, oh, I gotta buy something right now. Probably if I want to be more cosmetic, because it does have a thing like you pick up armor, but it also has a thing where it says like costume or something. So I'm thinking like, oh, that's probably where you probably really gonna probably buy stuff, because usually I think in Diablo it's just your armor. Where if you change your armor, you change your look. And technically, I do change my look anyway, but I guess maybe you could put some color to it to make it better or something. Or if you don't like the look of the armor, you can maybe they have it where you have like an overlay, like a costume over it, over your armor, because you like the look of that better. I'm just assuming. I could have easily looked at it, but I didn't fucking care. So I just wanted to play the game, and it's very much Diablo in a free to play style way. I mean, graphically it looked good. It's all voice acted. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, hey, it's free, so what the fuck? But I haven't really played enough to really give like a huge decision on it. Of like, is it worth it or anything? But the last game I've been playing, Marvel Snap. Yeah, because like I've been watching baseball games like downstairs or something. Either like occasionally I bring my Switch down sometimes just play up there because I haven't played the Switch in so fucking long. But I don't want to play Zelda. I think I was playing DBZ. I was playing Zelda actually the what's it called, the Super Nintendo one. I was playing that one. And
okay. Link to the Past.
I was playing that a bit. But I also been playing some Marvel Snap. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Snap, and I've been getting into that, man. Every time I get the rewards, man, it just makes me feel all happy. And it's like
that dopamine's hitting.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking this, it doesn't really get to a point where I feel like buying anything. So I just been playing. I've lost some matches, won some matches, and even though like it's one of these guys, I don't know the point of them. I think it's Deathlock or something. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's Lock or Loke. I don't know how you pronounce it. You put him in a like his card says you put him in a space and he will destroy your other cards in the space. I say, why would you destroy my cards? So I tried to just see what happened. That's what he does. I say, what? Why is this good? Like, it has to be, like, what situation will I use this in? I guess it has to be a situation where the space is it something where, like, oh, in this space, less cards means you more points? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, probably something like that. There's got to be something to it. Or it's like one of those where if you kill this thing, these things get more powerful, or they spawn two of these things or something, maybe.
Yeah, I have to look it up, because right now, I have no point of having that in my deck. Because I was like, this thing is pointless. Because I was thinking like, man, it's gotta be like destroy the other people's cards, right? But no, it destroy yours. Yours get rid of, and they don't come back to you. So it's like, oh, that just fucked myself over. That's I was like, just, but yeah, the game. Yeah, I'm really getting into it. Like the different cards, understanding what they do and when they do it, their specials that they have it. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Yeah, it's like fun. It's quick. Yeah, I think it's a pretty all right phone game.
Nice.
And yeah, so that is it. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. Now let's get to the flashback segment. So we just got a couple games. It's only been It's only gonna be like 4 days this week of June. So we got Marvel Heroes. That's the MMO.
Yeah, the
game.
Diablo-like Ultimate Alliance-like. I remember that game coming out and being.
I didn't know that. I honestly did not know it was Diablo-esque like.
Yeah, it was like looty and isometric basically.
Oh, okay, I never looked at it because I saw MMO and I was just like, okay, and free to play. Yeah,
it also came out to not great reviews. And then eventually, I think it turned itself around a bit, to the point where there were people out there like actively enjoying it before they ended up canceling it, taking it down, and killing that studio, basically, which, surprise, surprise.
So what's the one is this still get advertised some, like, where they get new characters still?
This one, no. I think that's the phone one you're thinking of, probably, because this one's dead. They killed this one in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's
I thought
that
this was the phone one.
No, this was like a PC one, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like Contest of Heroes or something is the phone one that's still going around that gets characters from time to time.
Oh, okay. I'm getting that, and then I'm going to be losing money. I'm going to buy stuff. I mean, I don't know how that game is, like the one on the phone. What do you do in that?
Honestly, I'm not totally sure about that one. I haven't. Haven't spent much time
don't worry
looking
about
at
it. Because we don't spend too much time on that. All right, so we got Remember Me. This is the game I actually played a little bit of, but the big thing about this game is that it's Dotnod, and Dotnod is the guys who does Life is Strange, which coming from this game to that. Now, this kind of looked like an action game to Dotnod being what not Dotnod, but Life is Strange being what it is.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. But yeah, this is the game that really got them noticed though, because I think it was like free on PlayStation. I want to say I played it at.
That sounds right. Yeah,
and I played it okay. It was nothing that really grabbed me, so I didn't stay with it. But I didn't play it long enough to really judge it. I think it just got maybe 7s or something, or 8s. What did it get?
Yeah, it's got 72 on PS3, 70 on Xbox, and 65 on PC. Yeah. 7s and 8s.
All right, yes. So basically just average to good type of game. But this is, like I said, this is the one that kind of put them on a map, and then they got to make Life is Strange, and then bam, there you go.
Wasn't there something about like you being able to design combos or something like that?
You tell me that.
You're the one that said you played it.
Even though, yeah, man, but I don't remember anything about what I did in that game.
I remember it being like, oh man, people are looking forward to this because it was also published by Capcom, and then nothing really ever came of it.
All right. So what else? I guess that it. Is that all the games? Yep. No. One game came out in 1993. Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. It released on Super Nintendo in 1993 this week.
Yeah.
I played those games like a lot later on emulators. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know about them when I was young. Plus, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, but still, I just never even heard about them. Yeah. I didn't know anybody who had these games. Honestly,
I didn't either. I didn't know about them until much more recently, and they're ones that I feel like maybe I should revisit with an emulator, just to see how they are.
Yeah, because they seem like people said they were all right, and I was like, wow, was this even advertised on commercials? Because I just don't remember seeing them as a kid. It's like, anything about Star Wars on Super Nintendo. So maybe I wonder if there were commercials, or maybe just people just go to the store and they see, hey, it's Star Wars, and it's like, oh, Star Wars, and they just get it. While as a kid, even that age, Star Wars was not a big thing for me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I knew it, but
Phantom Menace hadn't hit yet.
Yeah, exactly. It was. I was still thinking about the Disney movies with the Ewoks.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I was thinking about. All right, so yeah, so that's it. Okay, so now we're going to start with the covers. You know, we do every month. New month, we do the covers that came out within that time. So now we're going back 10 years to 2013 to Xbox. And what we got here is Saints Row 4 on the Xbox official magazine.
Yeah.
And this was basically like coming off of a big like deal with Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3 really just pushed it, and it was big. I mean, it sold very well. It was really good. So now coming to 4. So people were pretty excited for it. When 4 came out, it was good. It just wasn't a big like difference into 3.
Yeah.
So it felt like it was just more of the same. So it wasn't as big as 3. But hey, I mean but it was still good, you know. And this is basically the last good Saints Row, really, because after that, we don't get Saints Row until last year, and then that was horrible. Oh, else they got up here? They got Thief, Stealth Classic, Stunning Revamp. All right. Oh yeah, this was Thief is coming back. Farewell to Mass Effect. BioWare shares their favorite moments and looks ahead. Oh yep.
And then we wanted to look back after they looked ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Battlefield 4, breaking details on the explosive sequel. You got Rayman Legends up here.
Yeah.
From Ryu, and they got the man's blocking the head of the headline. I don't know why he's lying in the background. Then you got Ninja Gaiden Z, zombies fighting ninjas. All right. And Xbox rarest goods. Are you elite enough to own these?
Probably not, no.
This is Game's Craziest Shooter returns, Aliens in the White House, time to take her back. Okay. Yeah, this is when you become president.
Yep.
And a superhero. Alright. So, what else we got here for 2013? We got Edge Magazine, and look at this! This is the early Oculus Rift talks. Yeah. Like the details on that. So, yeah, this is when you were really hearing about VR in the beginning. People were wondering, hey, is this real? Is this worth it? Like, what is this? Like, is this just going to be another thing where it just goes away, like comes out and go away?
Yeah. So
we're still in the early stages of that. So believe the hype. They saying believe the hype, Dan.
I mean, it's very timely for the news that we have later. So
the vision, the future, how Oculus Rift changes everything. And also they have Wii U. What went wrong?
Oh, we know.
Okay, there you go.
Several
I got reviews from Metro Last Light, Dead Out of Riptide, Star Trek, Soul Sacrifice, Injustice, God Among Us. Inside Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, man, let's see how that game looks, man. I wonder if that's going to be as good as 4.
Wonder if it's going to sell hundreds of millions of copies over the course of 20 years.
Yeah. All right. So now we're done with 2013. Now we're going to 2003 to Game Informer, and we got Spider-Man 2 on the front. This is a double issue, a double cover issue. They had Spider-Man 2, and they also had Tony Hawk. So I'm just gonna stick with Spider-Man right here. I mean, you'll see the Tony Hawk also, but that's the one I had. I was disappointed. I wanted the Spider-Man 2 one, and I got that one, and I was mad. So this is like double world exclusive. Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game, the inside story. So yes, I was very excited for this. Like Spider-Man 2. I mean, that's at the time the best Spider-Man game. I mean, it probably stayed the best Spider-Man game for some people until Insomniac. For a lot of people.
Like Ultimate Spider-Man 2, but
40 pages of previews. Yeah, but you told me you said that you like 2. Do you like Ultimate Spider-Man better than 2?
I don't know. I'd have to revisit both of them, but they're
Okay.
Ultimate Spider-Man is up there with 2, at least.
All right. 40 pages of previews, Mario Kart Double Dash, Vector Man, Shadow Ops. Vector Man, that was the reimagined of Vector Man.
Yeah.
I believe. Like, that wasn't the same type of Vector Man, and I think it sucked. Shadow Ops, Red Mercury, also Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is this? I wonder.
I don't know.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I don't remember this game.
I vaguely
Star
do.
Wars and 03. I'm thinking that must be the soccer game.
That's the Capcom one that was supposed to come out. Well, it came out as part of like the GameCube deal with Resident Evil 4. It was the lady in the white outfit where she like danced around while she shot guns and stuff. Felt very sterile.
Are you talking PN03?
Yeah.
What's the 03 for? That has nothing to do with the year?
No, I don't know what the 03 stood for. I never ended up playing that game because it didn't review very well. Product number 3. Okay. That's why.
Oh. She was like a product. She was like a.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't know if she was the product or if it was just like, hey, this is, the third of the projects that we were giving to Nintendo, and we weren't willing to even think of a name for this thing.
Italian Job? Yeah, I remember. Because the movie is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not going to go with all the reviews. This is the games we probably talked about, or I didn't mention because they weren't worth mentioning. It's on the freaking anniversary. Tony Hawk's. Oh, yeah, that was the other cover, Tony Hawk's Underground, which is like a big deal. Then you got first review of the Enter the Matrix. They did not review the Xbox version, though, for the GameCube and PlayStation 2. So there you go. You have to wait, people, for Xbox. And Sphinx, page 46.
Yeah. SSX 3 is what this reminds me of the most. And, I miss SSX, Dominic.
I don't think I ever played 3.
No? Not 3?
I just stopped at Tricky.
Gotcha.
And, I always find it weird because I always thought Tricky was just like an addition for some reason. And then when they said 3, I was like, oh, that was 2? Was that SSX 2? Or that was Tricky was just Tricky, an addition, right?
Just Tricky.
Okay. All right. Exclusive Ratchet and Clank 2. All right, yeah. Couldn't wait for that one too. But I didn't play it until probably a year later, or whatever it became a greatest hits.
Right.
Where am I at? Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox in 2003 got Halo 2 world exclusive, so they get the exclusive look at Halo 2. Man, I wonder how they pull that off. But yep. This was huge. I mean, this is a sequel to their biggest game, the game with their launch game.
Mm-hmm.
So, this was like the talk, between that and then San Andreas came out the same year. It was huge between those two games, as far as selling. And especially since San Andreas was exclusive to PlayStation for, a certain amount of months. So, it's basically that's their game, and Xbox has Halo 2.
Yeah. That
was a big franchise. And Nintendo just be Nintendo. I don't know what the fuck they did during that time. Where else we have? We got PC Magazine. We got Half-Life 2.
Oh, yeah.
The PC had Half-Life 2. So, that was huge. I remember keep seeing those on G4 or Tech TV, people just showing the previews of the game and things. I used to be so jealous, oh my god, I wish I had a PC so I could play this game. Everybody just talk about, how, this is the greatest game and shit like that. 15 hot new games unveiled. Lords of EverQuest, Jedi Academy. What is Lords of EverQuest?
I don't know. Is that a single player version of EverQuest?
Jedi Academy, Men of Valor, Vietnam, and more. And 17 reviews, including Black Hawk Down. I forgot they made a game of that.
Apparently, it is a real-time strategy game.
Oh, okay. Call of Duty, stunning World War II action. Oh, this is early Call of Duty right here.
Mm-hmm.
And Battlefield 1942 secret expansion pack.
Wow.
Okay. And what we got here? PlayStation Magazine. What we got up here? Woo! Here we go. Don't let the kids see this. All right. You got Cassandra from Soul Calibur 2 on the front for their swimsuit issue. Yep.
It's so funny because like I kept seeing that like every time we would go to the Retro Mags website to pull the covers, and I don't think I ever realized that was supposed to be Cassandra from Soul Calibur 2 until you said something today about it.
Oh, okay. What does it say right here? Cassandra soaks up the sun inside, along with 20 other game girls. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see. All right.
PSM was so horny back in the day.
Only on PSM, Legacy of Kain, Defiance, SSX3. Oh, this is the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the time. Well, they're not new anymore. This is the one that came on Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the game. I don't know how the game was, but the show turned out to be pretty damn good. 4th annual swimsuit. Oh, this is the 4th annual swimsuit special. Good God. 11 pages of hottest girls. I must just never got those magazines. Darn, I had 4 chances to do it, and I never got one. Jesus.
Couldn't figure out how to sneak it out of the grocery store, Dominic. You're so embarrassed to buy it.
Virtual Fighter 4 Evolution. Yes, I like that game.
No, Mom, I want to read about Ratchet and Clank.
It's new characters, more modes. It got Midnight Club 2 down here. Rule Online. The game creators show you how. But you're showing everybody else how too, so it's not making it even. You need to show me. All right. The Lord of the Rings Return of the King game. You demanded it. The Hobbits and Gandalf finally joining in for fierce 2-player action. I did not demand that. I did not say, oh man, I wish I was playing as Frodo. I never wished to play as Frodo or any of the Hobbits because I was like, they're too small. Nah, let me play as the Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do Gandalf. Yeah, you could add Gandalf in there, but I'd never asked to play as Frodo and Sam and the others. All right, so what we got here? Ratchet and Clank 2. Here we go. First screens. Wait a minute. How can you be first screens if Game Informer have something about Ratchet and Clank? Is it just words? That's what it is? They just got words, Daniel. They don't have pictures of Game Informer. These people actually got the screens. Legacy of Kain, Defiance, first look. And, well, we just mentioned that over there. Plus, you got Dot Hack. Oh, yeah, you remember the Dot Hack? I mean, I never played it, but I just remember they had quite a few games.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be like sequels to it. It was like a big story, but it was an anime also. I've never seen it before. But I always thought it was an MMO, but it was like, no, it's not an MMO. It's pretend MMO. It's like it pretends to be an MMO, but you're not. That's just a story. And it confused me, Daniel. It hurt my head when they said things like that. And that's why I never got it. Virtual on Mars. Virtual on. Yeah, it was like Virtual on is, I guess, it's take place on Mars with a Z. Mars with a Z. So I don't know what the hell that is. Fear Effect Inferno, which this is the one that never came out, right? Yeah, we never got. This is the one that everybody wanted at the 2, but we never got it. 'Cause this is the one I was going to play.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I can finally see some lesbian chicks. But now I never got to, Daniel. Never got to see lesbians.
Nope.
And to this day, it haunts me when I go to sleep.
Oh man.
4 Horsemen. I don't remember this game.
That's what Darksiders ended up being.
Spy Hunter 2, Maximo 2, Fatal Frame 2, Siphon Filter OS. Maximo was a game I always wanted to play, but then when I found out, I read it was hard. Never gotten it.
Yep.
Never gotten it. I did like those boxes though. There were some good boxes he was wearing. All right. Now we go back 30 years, Daniel. 30 years ago, Game Pro magazine. We got Yoshi and freaking Chef Mario on his back. I don't know what game this is. They said the title right here, but they got the fucking sticker right here. This is free
Yoshi
trading
Cookie,
cards.
I think.
Oh, I never played Yoshi Cookie. Was that on? What was that on?
I can't remember if that was NES or Super NES. I want to say SNES.
What are you doing? Was it a puzzle game?
Yeah, it was just like Tetris or Dr.
Oh, okay.
Mario, pretty much.
Oh, look, they got free special section in Star Wars. Use the Force on the Super Nintendo. Uh, then they got the pro reviews of Championship Pro Am. I did play that. I was very bored of it though. Sorcerer's Kingdom, Jeopardy. What the fuck, man? Rolling Thunder 3. Al Michaels announces Hardball 3. Oh, Al Michaels put his voice in there. How much of his voice is in that game? It's probably at the beginning. It's like Al Michaels Hardball 3.
Exactly.
Or it's probably like Home Run. It's like struck a ball. It's probably like RBI 93. And then you have Alien 3, Alien vs. Predator. Mario was missing. Oh yeah, I learned a lot, and then I forgot a lot when I finished. Sonic Blast, and man, was that game really called Man?
The manliest.
What the fuck is that? The Addams Family, Pugsley Scavenger Hunt. Oh, I didn't know they had a subtitle. I thought it was just Addams Family. Batman Returns on Sega CD and the Terminator. Yeah, Battletoads, Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. Oh, that's the Kaban game. I never played that one. You got Magical Chase, Game Boy, Star Trek. Star Trek on Game Boy, the Next Generation. You got Game Gear, Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. Magical Chase, the Duo. What was the Duo?
I forget who made that.
But that was the dual screen thing, right? Like the handheld.
I think so.
Yeah, that was the 3DS before. No, I said 3DS. The 2DS. Well, the DS. I guess he said that was the DS before the DS. It was ahead of its time, Daniel. Another system ahead of its time, and also not called Nintendo. So that's why I didn't. What else? Where am I? Oh yes, Nintendo. 30 years ago, in front of their Mac. Now here it is, the Battletoads and Double Dragon Ultimate Team Up. Which I don't know how this game reviewed or anything. I don't because I didn't play Battletoads very later. Double Dragon, of course, I played, but I remember seeing it like combined. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Even though I never played it before, the Battletoads, but it just looked like it's pretty cool. I wonder, was it as hard as Battletoads? Holds special 3 systems and 3 games. Oh, so it's on all 3 of their systems then, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy. First, I was like, wait a minute, they don't usually talk about other systems on it here. I forget they're still putting Nintendo games out. All right, so that is it. So see, that scares me, Daniel. I'm used to his shades being very like opaque, and I cannot see his pupils. And seeing his pupils scares me.
He's staring into your soul.
Yeah.
How to kick you in his face with his big grinning teeth.
All right. So that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. So what we got, Dan?
All right. First up, Dominic, we got the announcement of Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. That's coming out this year on October 19th. They're going to add some single-player campaign with some animated cutscenes, apparently. There's a short trailer out there.
Yeah, I think they like playing single player. The first one was kind of bare. But I remember saying what more I wanted. I think I said I wanted more. Yeah, I wanted more interaction of the world around the tracks. Like I wanted more stuff to be happening. Like the stuff in the background and kind of or something that interacts with your racing or something. Like this makes like almost like how what was that game called? The Split Second. Kind of thing, but in like toy form or something like that.
That would definitely be cool. In this trailer, they show off some rocks dropping down on the course, so maybe they are doing some more stuff like that. Looks pretty good.
or sure, like Sid from Toy Story, like trying to come and break the
Trying to grab you and turn you into some kind of mutant car with a head attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there. We also got the announcement of Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart. It is coming to PC on July 26th. It feels like this is something they maybe should have thrown into that Sony showcase, Dominic. It's not like a big deal, but it's some positive news they could have, put in there.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff they did put in there, yes. Why not put Ratchet and Clank in there?
Yeah. Having the PlayStation now, I feel like if I were to play that game, it would definitely be on there. I don't know that my PC would, play it in the same way that it would play on that system. But I'm glad we're seeing more Sony games coming to the PlayStation or to the PC. And
PC, yeah.
With all the features they're touting, like ultra wide support and all that stuff for the people that have those kind of rigs, like that should be awesome. Hopefully it doesn't turn out like the Last of Us port.
Sony doesn't really advertise, right? The PC stuff, like have they ever done that at like a state of play? How did they do that?
I'm trying to think. I'm not sure because I remember like there being an announcement trailer for the Spider-Man coming to the PC, but I don't remember if that was part of one of their shows or not, or if that was just like a YouTube video that they dropped at a later date. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense why they don't make it like a big deal, but at the same time, like it's more games that you're going to sell, so like maybe try and sell them. I don't know. In some big Nintendo news, Dominic, 1-2 Switch is getting a sequel. Everybody 1-2 Switch is coming out on June 30th. So kind of a surprise drop here. Hey, we're going to be seeing it at the end of this month.
How much that game cost? That game?
The original or this one?
The original.
The original wasn't a full price game, right? Full price.
It was a $50 game?
Yeah.
And it probably still is $50, isn't it?
It is, because I was looking at it as part of like the game voucher thing, and yeah, it's still full price. I'm sure every once in a while it might drop, even being a Nintendo game, you might see like a small sale here and there. But yeah, for the most part, which is why it's kind of surprising that this game is not going to be full price. I think it's going to be 30 or 40. I did not copy that in here. Cause yeah, I was thinking about that when I saw that it was going to be cheaper. And I was like, yeah, they're still selling that old game for more expensive than this. Yeah, it'll be $30. Now, further to this, and I pulled this out of the Game Informer article because I don't know if I had heard this portion of it, but apparently Imran Khan, who used to work for Game Informer and then for Fanbyte.
Oh yeah, I remember Imran Khan. Yeah, I mean, we follow him.
Yeah, technically.
I'm just saying that I don't know if he left Twitter or not. Like when the people was doing that Twitter exodus.
Gotcha. I'm trying to. I think he's still on there. I still see him post every once in a while. But apparently, at one point, he had reported that he had spoke to several sources close to the development of that game, and that it was complete, but unannounced because of how badly it was testing, and Nintendo didn't know what it wanted to do with the game. So they weren't sure if the game was going to get released or not. And, Game Informer speculates like we don't know what's changed from the time of this reporting to now. But I also saw some people speculating like, oh, maybe they're just taking the positive, wave from Zelda, and then they're just going to kind of drop this so they don't just completely never release it and make no money on it. But at the same time, just kind of, sweep it under the rug. Like, while everybody's looking over here at Zelda, they're like, oh, we'll put this out, get a couple of people to buy it, but we're really not going to advertise it or try and push this on anybody because it's probably not good. I mean, that's kind of wild. Nobody, I don't remember anybody being particularly positive on that first one. And to hear that this one is potentially not very good is un-Nintendo-like, I'll say. Yeah. What does Miyamoto always say, Dominic? A bad game can eventually be good, but a released game or a delayed game can eventually be good, but a released game can always be bad, or something like that.
Whatever. He stole that quote from Benjamin Franklin.
I'm sure he did. In addition to this game dropping on June 30th, Nintendo is also releasing 2 new sets of Joy-Cons. Like always, they're kind of 2 different colors. There is a pastel pink and yellow, where the pink is the left one and the yellow is the right one. And there's a pastel purple and green, where the purple one is the left and the green one is the right. And those will be $80.
One's not girly.
No, sorry, Dominic. You have to buy like the custom shells where they just have dicks all over them to get like a manly one. No. Yeah, I mean, custom shells are definitely the way to go if you want to get something not so, I don't know, kitty, or in this case, more feminine. But
well, it's just, I mean, I'm joking, but like these colors is like, well, if you're not into that, like you're not into like the really bright, like, Darren, I would like the green, but can it just be green?
I mean, that's been
green?
my thing always with the Joy-Cons, and why I ended up getting custom ones eventually. Because, yeah, it's like the only option you have is the gray ones or 2 mismatched colors. I think other than that, we've gotten like, I think the Mario bundle came with 2 red ones that were matching.
Well, I got the 2 red ones. Yeah, I got 2 red ones. Well, the hot red,
yeah.
I guess you would call it. I don't know. Like hot boy red. That's what I call it. That's how
okay, Dominic.
Yeah.
But yeah, like outside of that, it's always like 2 mismatched colors, and don't necessarily like that aesthetic.
Yeah, I'm like, why you? I don't know. Yeah, it just seems weird. Like you would just like force people. I mean, yes, I do eventually mismatch because it looks like cool, but I like to choose it like my choosing to do it. Like it feels like I'm beating the system. I'm going against the man when I do that. But you having it that way means like, well, now I want to match.
Yeah, now I'm conforming.
I want to match now.
Exactly. Yeah. So those will be coming out the end of the month. And then kind of the big announcement that we saw this week, Dominic, was the announcement of the MetaQuest 3. It is going to be 40% slimmer. It does look kind of significantly slimmer when they show the comparisons.
It does.
It's going to have double the processing, a higher resolution. I haven't seen anywhere that they've specified what that higher resolution is. And then it's also going to have cameras on the outside to allow for augmented reality pass-through in full color.
I believe it's going to be what is this one? 720 or what? What is this?
I don't remember. Let me see. MetaQuest.
This is going to be 920, 940 or whatever.
The 2 is 1832 by 1920. So, it's obviously not
say that in words where I can understand. Like, what is it? What is it? What P is it?
Slightly higher than 1080p, I guess. It's not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. Well, maybe it's. I guess technically it's higher than 1440p because that's 1440. Of course, I'm never sure where the one that we go by the P of is. Is it like the vertical or the horizontal?
Well, look up at 1080p and see it, and then we can figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's pretty good that it's going to have a higher resolution. Obviously, we're going to always want a higher resolution until, it's not discernible. It's going to be $500. It's coming this fall. They're supposed to have a Meta Connect in September, I believe, to show off more details about it. As part of this announcement, they also announced that the MetaQuest 2 is dropping to $299, which that's not really a drop. That's just it returning to the price that it previously was.
No, Daniel, you forgot that. No, forget about the stuff before that. It's a drop. It's a price drop.
Just like I was reading that and I was like, wait a second, because I was reading it on their website and I was like, it wasn't that just the price it was, but I was like, maybe it was the 64 gigabyte version that was, and then the 128 was the 399 one. And then I saw, oh no, it was the 64 that was 299, but eventually they did increase the 64 to the 128 and keep it at the same price point when they introduced the 256 one. So yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just going back to the price that it was, and they're trying to push it as like, oh yeah, you're saving money now. It's like, oh, that's really shitty. I hate them so much.
And then they knew coconut.
Yeah. And they also showed a couple of games. The only thing that really stood out to me though was the Seventh Guest VR, because you've mentioned that game, a ton of times. Oh my
God. It's so funny because me and my sister and dad were just talking about that.
Oh, yeah?
That game.
They're doing a VR version, Dominic. It looks pretty good from the trailer that they showed.
Yeah, because this was talking about how scared she always was playing it. Yeah. While me, I could never get as far to be too scared. Because I didn't know how to do those puzzles. It was too big. I was too young. I always get scared when I went upstairs, though, and like you see a ghost lady sometimes. Like,
yeah.
But nah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's coming out this year, allegedly, but they didn't give a specific date.
Yeah, I want to mention that to her.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
All right.
That's all the news I had, Dominic. I know this coming week we're probably going to get quite a bit of news because, like you mentioned earlier, the Keighley Summers are coming along, and I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday that the Xbox thing is. I want to say it's Sunday. Showcase. There was... yeah, that's the 11th, so that'll be after we record next week. But yeah, we should see some big stuff out of that, hopefully. There was a video going around on Twitter from the Xbox Twitter account showing like this path of glitter leading to the Xbox game showcase screen, and people were speculating that it was in relation to Fable. I mean, if they're able to show off Fable, that's big if they actually have something to show off from it, because
that breeze feels good. Oh my dear Lord. I thought when it just blew open.
But we've talked about it. They've got plenty of games that are announced. If they even just showed off a good portion of gameplay from those, like, this would be a really solid showcase. And having seen what Sony has to offer already, Microsoft is in the position to potentially blow them out of the water if they actually have a decent showing here. But
that's why I've been seeing people say that, yeah. But you know what? It'd just be so funny. They just go so flat. And if they like don't come out to be really impressive, it's more and like I don't pick like because I don't care about the size, but overall it'll be really damning then. Because I'm like, damn, nobody's got shit then. Thank you.
Yeah. And then Nintendo comes in and blows us all away with Metroid Prime 4 and this new Super Mario and all sorts of things. So we shall see. I mean, it feels kind of crazy that the Metal Gear Solid 3 announcement came and went and kind of with no real like excitement. It feels like for the longest time that would have been like, oh man, Konami's coming back and actually doing this remake. And then they just announced it and like nothing. It's like, oh, okay, that's coming along, I guess. That's cool.
Hey, Hideo Kojima maybe would have kept it in the news because he would have kept talking about it probably.
He also would have had a far more interesting trailer, I'm sure, because that trailer was just so boring.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely boring.
It's like, here's this thing, killing this thing. Here's this thing, killing... Oh, and it's, Big Boss. Like, that's it. So, I don't know, Dominic.
Say, like, that's a Predator.
But we've got some stuff to look forward to. So even though we were pretty light on the news this week, we're getting there. So is there anything else you want to get into before we get into new releases?
I don't see the Dancing Dad anymore, at this, because they having the...
Oh, no?
Summer's Games done quick. Now, I see a guy, but he's wearing glasses. And he has a mask, and he's kind of balding like the Dancing Dad used to be. But I can't tell. And I don't appreciate these people. They all wear a mask. I'm like in our state, it's over.
COVID's over.
It's over. It should be over there too. I think it's over there too. And y'all are just
the snow should have killed it in Minnesota. What are we doing?
I'm like, come on. I can't see these people's faces.
Yeah,
but I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to because I saw some people, some gamer, the people playing the games not wearing a mask.
Oh, really? Okay. Because the couple that I watched, I think all of the ones that I watched, which was only 2, I think they were all wearing masks. And it did catch me kind of off guard because, like, there's not really many people around here wearing masks anymore. You know?
Yeah. And then you have, wow, I seen a little kid. I don't think I ever seen a little kid here.
It's a family-friendly event.
Kid. So, yeah. But, yeah, I see, but yeah, some not so. I was like, oh, so it's not required by everyone because I saw some people playing that weren't. At first, I was thinking that maybe they're just not doing it because they want to hear people through the mic, even though you can still hear them. Yeah. But then I see other people who are. So I was like, oh, so maybe it's not a requirement, and these people are just those liberals.
You know, fashion of liberal America, Minnesota.
Yeah, they travel all over. But
this guy is bothering me because his mask is off center. He needs to reposition that thing. Anyway,
but but that's cool that this is still going on, and this is in person.
Yes.
At least I do like that.
You definitely lose something without the audience.
Yeah.
Like obviously the audience isn't like going crazy or anything, but sometimes there are moments where they do like a really impressive trick, and there is some applause there that you don't get that excitement from. No,
and like from the chat. The chat can do with so much, and
Yeah. Exactly. All right, Dominic. So new releases here. It's funny because you had asked me about Chicory the other day being on Game Pass, and then like the next day I went up there and I was like, oh, it's on there now.
They listen to our podcast, Daniel.
Yep, exactly. This is a direct line to Phil Spencer, and we know that, Phil, so be on your P's and Q's, I guess. Yeah, Chicory A Colorful Tale is now out on the Xbox, and it is now a part of Game Pass, both on the console and PC. You also have the System Shock remake that is out now on the PC, and I think
was that the demo we played or the alpha or whatever it was?
Yes, and I don't think we were very positive on that.
No,
but I think reviews are pretty good on it so far.
Yeah, I wonder if it's better than what we played then.
Nope, we just have bad taste, Dominic. Let's see, System Shock review. Let's see if I can find the newer version. I don't know what's this. Okay, let's see if this is it. 77 on Metacritic right now with an 82 user score.
I mean, I kind of want to go try it just to see, like, hey, maybe it changed. Like, I changed my opinion on it because that alpha or wherever it was, beta, whatever kind of demo it was, it didn't do nothing for me.
No,
at all. Oh shucks, I'm probably making noise because I was kind of having my hand up here. Yeah, man. So I don't know, but that's good. But that's good that this turned out to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty okay for those people. For the people who definitely were waiting for this.
Yeah, because people talk about that game as being like really formative. That and System Shock 2. Especially being influences on games like BioShock and whatnot.
Yes,
those are games
I
just
definitely
like
Bubsy. Like Bubsy, yeah.
Yes. Bubsy being a catalyst for Mario, Mario would never be as good as he was if it were not for Bubsy 3D. All right, we also have Super Mega Baseball 4. That's out now on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series. So that's pretty cool. I don't know that I've seen reviews on that yet. And then Street Fighter 6, Dominic, that's now out on PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles. What do you think? Are you interested in getting into the fighting scene?
I mean, I am. It's mostly I'm probably gonna wait just because you know how they go, like other editions and stuff like that.
Yep.
And price drops, so I probably wait. But I am excited for it.
It's reviewing really well. It's got a 92 on Metacritic right now.
Yeah, technically Diablo's not out, but people are playing it because of early access.
Mm-hmm.
So It's out if you paid money.
Yeah.
Or you are an influencer. And
I don't respect those people,
got it for free.
so that's why I'm not acknowledging it.
Yeah. But no, if you're playing it now, and I know there's some bugs, but hey, that's what you were. You paid to be beta testers for when I get to play.
Exactly. Yep. So, yeah, we're getting games again, Dominic. They're kicking off.
Yep.
So, yeah, looking forward to more. All right, you got anything else for the people this week, Dominic?
No, I'm good.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Supapod, SUPAPOD. Supapod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and any other place you may find an audio podcast. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.